Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Thursday, 6th of October 2022. In today's Millwall news, we have some more post-match comments from Gary Rowett after yesterday's 1-1 draw away at Rotherham United. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall boss left enthused at way his team created good scoring chances at Rotherham United. Gary Rowett has challenged his side to start taking their chances off Spurn a host of golden second half opportunities against Rotherham last night. The Lions clinched a point through Zion Fling's first half stunner, but they had missed some gilt-edged chances during a 1-1 draw at New York Stadium. Tyler Berry should have done better with a close range volley, whilst Tom Bradshaw inches away from finding the elusive second goal Millwall was searching for in the second half. But Rowett admitted he was infused by the chances his side did create in a much improved away performance. The Lions chief said, "We had some very, very good chances. Again, that's what you're hoping for away from home. You've got to put those away to win the game. It's as simple as that. You don't get given goals. We've made a few mistakes this year to allow other teams to go ahead, but we have to work very, very hard to get in front. You have to take one of those. There were moments where just an extra bit of quality on the final pass, we could have gotten into some very, very good areas. But to have created 4 or 5 very, very good chances, glaringly obvious chances, I have to be infused. You don't get given goals. Well, you could argue that Rotherham United were given their goal by the referee last night. But more on that later. In the meanwhile, why did Charlie Cresswell not play? Now, I was watching it on Millwall TV, and at one moment they had a shot of the bench, and Charlie Cresswell was there on the side, so he did travel with the squad. Don't know if you know this, I don't know if this is common knowledge, but they bring extra players with them just in case there's an injury or something happens, so they do bring extra players with them. And it seems he was there, but just didn't get selected. So Millwall boss explains why Leeds United loanee not selected for Rotherham United. This is also from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Gary Rowett has revealed that there was no injury issue. He's not injured. With Leeds loanee Charlie Cresswell of the England under-21 internationals mission, who for England under-21 internationals mission, who for Millwall's 100 what? Mission 4. Why is who there? With the England under-21 internationals at Mission 4, Millwall's 1-1 draw with Rotherham on Wednesday night a purely tactical call. Cresswell started the Lions' 2-1 defeat at Blackburn last weekend, but failed to make the matchday 18, and Rowett reverted to a 4-2-3-1 system. Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson, Millwall's long-term centre-half pairing, was selected ahead of Cresswell, who was on a season-long loan stay in SE16. Rowett admitted that his decision to leave the youngster out was fueled by the desire to have options on the bench who could affect the game in the final third. No, just a selection decision, responded the Lions chief when asked if Cresswell was injured. We played with a back four. I felt we needed to go with a four that played together quite a lot. That's what I decided to do. Our captain was left out of the squad last week. Mason Bennett was left out last week. Scotty Malone was left out this week. Young Cressy, that was just the decision I made. I didn't feel I needed a centre back on the bench. Sometimes people feel that if you're not in the 18, something's gone wrong. Don't forget the bench has to be able to impact the game, so you have to pick a bench accordingly. It might be that in a game or two he comes back in the starting lineup. It's as simple as that. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Well, he has competition for that place on the bench, because who do you think is the first name on the team sheet? You would probably think, well, Zion Fleming. You probably would have said Bart before. No, you're all wrong. Gary Rowett's first name on the team sheet is George Evans. And he gets that spot on the bench, and that's it. That's it. He can play. Apparently he can play centre back, according to Rowett. But when he does, he's not very good there. He can play in midfield. He's a little bit better. And so yeah, he is the first name on the team sheet. So Cresswell missed out. Cresswell misses out. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll see going forward what happens. Will he play against Middlesbrough this Saturday? Well, who knows? But we have some news about that game. Of course, as I've been telling you in the videos, if you listen to them, the trains are back on strike because for some reason, as I've said, this is the reason. They are striking on Saturdays because Saturdays is just extra money for them. So they're not losing any money. Saturdays are optional and it's extra on top of their normal money. And this is apparently something that's been going on for a while. So when they strike on a Saturday, only the people who choose to work on Saturdays would lose money. A lot of drivers choose not to work on Saturday. And that's why if you ever seen, this train is cancelled because of shortage of train crew, that's why. They're literally like, yeah, I don't feel like working today. And then they just cancel the train because why not? Fuck it. That's how it goes. And some weekends as well, there's a lot of engineering works. So they usually have enough drivers to cover the routes. So that's why they've been striking on Saturdays. And they're striking this Saturday, which is going to mess up the fans going to Middlesbrough. Or going to Millwall versus Middlesbrough at the Den. So this is from millwallfc.co.uk. Usually the quickest and easiest way to reach a Den by train via South Bermondsey Station, but industrial action will mean the station is closed this weekend with no train stopping there. The strike means that match goers are strongly advised to check their journeys before leaving on this link. The London Overground will offer a reduced service between 8 AM and 6 PM, while Southern Railway will operate a reduced service for the entire day. Last time there was a strike, I think it was last Saturday, Saturday the 1st, what Southern Railway did is they run a train from London to East Croydon and then at various points through Sussex and whatnot. I don't know why they did that. Probably because those who live out in the sticks have no option, whereas if you're in the London area, you have the option of taking like 3 or 4 buses. So yeah, they expect you to do that and take like an hour and a half, do a journey which probably would have taken you 30 minutes on the train. But hey ho, but the London Underground is working. It should be. So that's your Surrey Quays, your Canada Water, New Cross Gate, maybe New Cross, but probably not because they usually knock that off because that's just the spur. So it might just be New Cross Gate. So there are ways and means of getting to the game on this Saturday. So, and they give you the bus numbers there. So there you go. Something to bear in mind if you're going to that game. Moving on now to this. Now I told you a couple of weeks ago the club was running a design competition for the Falkland Islands commemorative badge. So we have a winner, and Ruben Bailey wins Millwall's Falkland Islands commemorative badge competition. Congratulations to 18-year-old Ruben Bailey, the winner of Millwall Football Club's Falkland Islands commemorative badge design competition. Ruben's design was selected amongst countless other fantastic entries and will be on sale at the Lions' home and remembrance fixture against Hull City on Saturday, 5th of November. Alongside his badge, the champion explained his thoughts behind it, saying, "As I put a lot of thoughts into my design, I'm going to explain some of my thought process behind certain design choices. Firstly, for the shape of the badge, I've taken inspiration from the Falkland Islands coat of arms. I've also incorporated the colours from Falkland Islands conflict medal Empire Blue, Sea Green and White as required. However, this is not the only inspiration I've taken from the conflict medal. I've used the design of the medal with the number 40 inside it to signify the 40th anniversary of the conflict, alongside the year in which it took place and this current year. In the middle of the design is the shape of the Falkland Islands territory with its flag over it, giving the Falklands a key role in my design. Lastly, at the bottom, I have included the Millwall line and Millwall FC in writing alongside the poppy to show remembrance. Top work, Ruben. So here it is. This is it, and they're going to turn that into a badge to sell it. It does look pretty good, doesn't it? It does look pretty good. Yeah, nice. So there you go. That is available to buy on the 5th of November. I'm sure it's going to sell out pretty quickly, as these football related poppy badges do quite often. So there you go, 18-year-old Ruben Bailey, nice one. So this story popped up. Kenny Jackett, what's he doing? Well, this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. So former Millwall boss targets return to game, but recruiting players. So I saw Kenny Jackett at the Millwall under-21 game versus Charlton at the Den a couple of weeks ago, and it was interesting what he was doing there. So he's seemingly scouting players. So former Millwall manager Kenny Jackett has revealed he is keen on a return to football, but feels that may end up being in recruitment. The 60-year-old had 307 games in charge of the Lions between 2007 and 2013. Jackett was at the helm when Millwall won the League One playoffs in 2010. He also took the Lions to Wembley in the 2012-13 season, but they lost to Wigan in an FA Cup semi-final. Jackett resigned at the end of that campaign, saying he needed a fresh challenge. Before the end of the month, he had been appointed by Wolves and won the League One title with them in 2014. Jackett's last post was at Leyton Orient, but he was sacked in February. Speaking to the Watford podcast, Do Not Scratch Your Eyes, he said, I do want to get back into the game. I think probably my future maybe lies in recruitment now. The squad plan inside of it is very interesting. There's several roles, there's different ones. I am open-minded. I do want to get back into football, but similarly, it would have to be the right thing and the right role which uses my experience. But I doubt whether it will be front line management. The right place at the right time. Yes, I do think there is a role there in terms of myself at the moment. The recruitment and squad planning side does interest me a lot. It's a key, particularly now with multi-year contracts. You have to be thinking and planning ahead. Those areas are really key to every single club, not necessarily just Watford. So there you go with that. Moving on now, meet Millwall quartet at the London Bridge Experience. So a bit of advance notice. 4 Millwall players are set to appear at the London Bridge Experience this October half term. The Experience, located on Tooley Street as a Junior Alliance partner, is set to welcome Tom Bradshaw, George Long, Mason Bennett and Scott Malone from 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday the 25th of October. The quartet will be on hand to post photos and sign autographs among much more, courtesy of the Experience being a Junior Alliance bar. Kids go free with an unaccompanied paying adult. To book your spot, please click here and then select General Admission. You do not need to add a junior ticket to your basket if the child is a junior line, as they will go free. Supporters need to book the 2:30 tour, so you do need to book 2:30 tour. For more information on the London Bridge Experience, please click here. Has anyone been in there? I've never been in there. I think it was set up. The London dungeon was getting kicked out, so they could do up the station, the London Bridge station. So they had to kick them out. And this place kind of just popped up, kind of similar branding, similar thing. I think they were trying to like make out to anyone who didn't know that, because I think the London dungeon actually closed down for a while. And I think it's popped up back now on the south somewhere near Waterloo. But it did go away for a while, and then this place opened up. And they're trying to like confuse the tourists who probably got out of date books and stuff, out of date website information, and they go there. Where's the London Dungeon? Is that it there? Oh, let's go in there. But yeah, I don't know. I've never been there. Never been. I've never been. There it is. If you book the 2:30 tour, there's going to be Millwall players in there with you. There you have it. Now, we are obviously, yesterday there was a game, so today we will have a stats breakdown. We're still waiting for the XG line over the 90 minutes, but we do have a shot map. So this is from infogoal.net. If you look in the middle above the red FT, you can see the XG given by infogoal. It is 1.08 for Rotherham and 2.31 for Millwall, which suggests we were very poor at finishing, and we were, as you're going to see now. So, obviously, that big giant red dot is the penalty from the penalty spot. And they scored it, that's why it's got a yellow ring around it. That was their literally best and probably more or less only chance. They've had pot shots from outside the area. Good stuff, good stuff. And here's Millwall. So you can see the cluster of chances inside the area. So we got one for Bradshaw, another one for Bradshaw, another one for Bradshaw, another one for Bradshaw. So 4 out of the 5 best chances fell to Bradshaw, and he failed to score. A very good chance, but not apparently not the best chance we had. Tyler Burry, although it seemed at the time to be literally a one-on-one, but maybe it was more difficult than that. But that was apparently a 37% chance, whereas that one there from Bradshaw was a 57% chance. And the actual goal is all the way over here. I can't even click on it, it's so small. There it is. That was a 2% chance. So basically, that shot taken 100 times would be scored twice. So there you go. Now, what is behind this? This is outstanding defending. But how can that be? Because we had one less defender. We had 4 at the back instead of 5 at the back. How can we have defended better? It makes no sense. Well, I'll tell you for why. Because you're stopping the ball higher up the pitch. You can see that here, where they're shooting from. They're taking long pot shots because they're being stopped higher up the pitch. They're not able to break through. When you have a 4, they have to play tighter, more compact. When you play 3 and the 2 wing backs, there's a gap there. As we saw the Blackburn goal, prime example, the ball over the top behind Scott Malone. Murray Wallace has to come over. So if he came over before and marked the geezer that was there, he would have left a massive gap. He would have split the centre backs. There would have been a massive gap there. If he doesn't go over there, he leaves the guy on his own. Scott Malone is nowhere to be seen. So Murray Wallace has to come over. He comes over late. Blah 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 blah. Then they score. When you play 3 and 2 wing backs, you get massive gaps. And then you have massive gap in the midfield where they're able to just come forward at will. But when we played 4, they weren't able to do that. So yeah, fairness rating 75.71. That means that probably wasn't a fair result. That should have been 2-1 to Millwall. Facts, no cap. Spitting facts, bro. First half. There you go. There you go. That is one of the best first halves we probably had this season. Normally we had 2 shots in the first half. Second half, no, they got nothing. Now is that because Rotherham is shit? Or was it formation change? Were the players better at it? Were the players more comfortable? Were the players more better? Danny McNamara was playing. He's very good at defending. It was that a factor? But I don't know. But you can see here again some very good chances. Now Bradshaw, a bit rusty because he hasn't played. Didn't get the goals that he probably could have. He should have done. So that is unfortunate. But now let's move on to WhoScored.com. Millwall created a high number of chances relative to their possession, stole the ball from the opposition, were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from long shot situations. Rotherham was strong at finishing, were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from long shot situations. Millwall were poor at finishing, lost possession often, committed a high number of individual errors, favoured long shots, attacked through the middle, again through the middle. So here we go, attempts. 10 to Rotherham, 14 to Millwall, 5 to 11 open play, 4 to 3 set piece, 1 penalty to them. So here you can see 10 shots for them, 1 goal, 10% conversion rate. For us, 14 and 1, that's 7% conversion rate. And we'll see in a minute how that penalty was the only shot on target they had. Here's the shot directions for Rotherham, mostly going down the right hand side. I think they were trying to get in behind Tyler Berry, but Murray Wallace was doing alright most of the time, and Millwall mostly going down their right hand side as well. Shot directions, there you go. Shot zones, there you go. Action zones, there you go. Player positions, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look from Millwall on the right hand side. Goalkeeper playing further out. Back 4, 2, 4, 5, 3. A line. And then it's 4-4-2 basically. Tyler Berry playing further forward, so you can see why they were trying to get down that right hand flank. 23, 10, 8. Number 9. Bradshaw. Saville was 23. Billy Mitchell was number 8. 10 is Ryan Fleming, of course. 21, I think, is Vogel Sama. So there you have it there. There's no way in hell that midfield's getting overrun. Not happening. And that, look how high the Millwall line, the Millwall defence is high. Because they can. Because the ball's getting stopped higher up the pitch. That's good to see. Very good to see. Okay. So here are the highest rated players. Man of the match, Zion Flynn. That won the goal. And also hit the bar as well. And Daniel Basala, 1 shot, 1 goal, 1 shot on target. 1 shot on target, 1 goal. 7.4. Of course. So let's get into the nitty gritty, as they say. There's the match events there. Yeah. So here we go. If you look by the club badges at the top left, top right, average player rating for Rotherham 6.45, average player rating for Millwall 6.61. So we just shaded it there. As we've seen, Fleming, man of the match 8.2, but some very low ratings as well. Bradshaw 5.9, Long 5.8. Because basically what I just said, and we'll get into that later, they had 1 shot on target the whole game, which was the penalty. So if you're a goalkeeper and you face 1 shot that's on target and it goes in, you're going to get a low score. And similarly, Bradshaw, if you have 4 shots, and they're very good chances according to what you saw on ReverGoal.net, and you don't score, you're going to get low rating there. So here we go. So Billy Mitchell with an assist. Interesting stuff. So let's get into it. Where are we going? Yeah, total shots 10-14. So there you go. Fleming with 6, Bradshaw with 4, and then 4 others with 1 each. We had more possession, 48-52, and Billy Mitchell, yeah, he was running around quite a lot. Murray Wallace, which is interesting because usually, I don't know if that was planned, that was a tactic they were doing. Normally, they would go from the right hand side, go to Hutchinson, but of course, when you're in a 2, when you were in a 3, they would do that because he would be further wide. So I don't know if they did that differently for some reason. Yes. Pass success percentage 64-64. Billy Mitchell up there 83. I thought Billy Mitchell did play very well yesterday. Long 36, which is worse than last week. Bradshaw 47. See, that's another reason why they got the marks. And again, another high. Danny McNamara 72. Fleming 77. Good stuff. Good stuff. Dribbles 7-4. Aerials 126-32. Murray Wallace with 8. George Sappel with 7. Good stuff. So everyone on Mill won an aerial except for Bury and Long. Bury did win an aerial. I guess it's an aerial duel. If he was on his own, he did win an header. I think if you're on your own, it doesn't matter. You have to go up with someone to bat for it. I think that's an aerial duel, not an aerial. Tackles 14-17, so we had more tackles than them. Everyone except for Bradshaw and Long, who got the lowest marks. You look higher up the pitch. Fleming 2, Vogelsammer 2, Bury 2. They had as many tackles as the defence. They were stopping it higher up the pitch because they had an extra body to close down. So then when you can do that, you can tackle, because if someone's already there, the extra man can go in and tackle. Corners 6-4. I don't know what this is about, to be honest. I don't know. I think they've changed this. I don't think this is the people who take the corners. I think it's maybe who's won the corner. Don't know why. I think they changed it. Because last season they were listing it as the person who took the corner. No idea. I don't know. This was S 12-4 again. When we've got more people higher up the pitch, we can dispossess them. We can take the ball off them. We were high pressing and shit like that. There you go. Interesting stuff. Let's move on to this now. So as I said about Rotherham United, here's the shots. Here's all the shots they had. 1 on target. That was it. But I had the 10 shots. They had 1 on target. That was it. The gift that was given to them by the referee, Dean Whitestone, which was weird. If you saw the game, if you didn't see the game, it was a powder puff. It was slided in. Jake Cooper slid in the area. He got the ball, but then the geezer kind of like, ooh, and it kind of like dropped down. Typical Raheem Sterling kind of drop. He clearly dived, like he didn't touch him. He jumps over him and then started to fall over. But the referee gives that. But then there's literally wrestling, like Rotherham players wrestling Millwall players down to the ground, pulling their shirts and dragging them down. And he doesn't even give that as a foul. He lets that play on. So I'm like, what the fuck was that about? Well, maybe, is this why? I don't know. This is LinkedIn, and this is Dean Whitestone, the referee. Who is he? Well, he's a referee for 16 years and 10 months. He's also a Metropolitan Police officer for 18 years and 9 months. That's very interesting, isn't it? And did you know, of all the teams that he's managed he's refereed in his career, the number one team that he's refereed is Preston North End, 13 times. The second is Millwall. So for some reason, they probably think it's funny or hilarious. They keep sticking this guy, who's a Metropolitan Police officer, to go and referee a Millwall game. Why? Why? Could that be the reason? Could it be because of for some reason, I don't know why. Apparently this is still a thing that's going on. Rotherham United did the knee again. Have they been doing it? Did they just do that for Millwall? Have they been doing it all this season, or any Rotherham fans watching this? Why did they do it last night? Was that literally just because of Millwall? Of course, it got booed, as it does. And is the referee responding to that? Because it was after 9 minutes. It was literally the first opportunity. He could have fucked us by giving them anything, and he gave it to them. So, hey, maybe it could be because of that. Who knows? Who knows? But there you go. Metropolitan Police Officer Dean Whitestone, and also a referee of many Millwall games. But without that, would they have scored? I mean, Gary Rowett yesterday said he had no complaints with penalty. I had plenty of complaints at the time. That was literally shocking. Not only that, but afterwards, when fouls that were worse than that one were literally going unpunished, they weren't even being blown up as fouls. It was like, play on, carry on. No, I'm not giving that. It's normally the other way around. That there's a higher standard for a foul in the area, because if you give it, you're literally giving the team a free shot on goal. But no, he was doing the other thing. Anyway, let's have a look through Millwall's numbers and see what we can see. So this is ranked in order of rating. As we've seen, Zion Fleming 8.17. Starman 6 shots, 3 on target, 1 goal, 50 touches of the ball. And then we've got George Saville, who I thought did play very well as well, 7.22. And Sean Hutchinson 7.06. And that was it for sevens and above. Everyone else below 7. Bogusama 6.83, even though he only played 75 minutes. And then after Danny McNamara, which I think we'll all agree with that, though the ones above Danny McNamara and above, they did play pretty well. And then below that, you got quite a big drop off to Tyler Berry's 6.26. And then you got Mason Bennett, who was a sub coming on. Afobe was a sub. Callum Styles was a sub. But you got 2 starting players who are at the bottom of the rankings. George Long 5.84, because he had one save to make, he didn't save it, which is a harsh because it was a penalty. It was a penalty kick, but that was the only shot he had to save. Literally nothing else to do in the game. Bradshaw here, 4 shots, 1 on target. His passing accuracy of 47.4, and he gets the lower rating than the player who replaced him, Benik. Not by much, but still. And Benik only had 10 touches and didn't have a shot on target. What did Benik do they got him a better rating than Tom Bradshaw. Who knows, but he didn't have a shot. So let's. Who had the most touches? Murray Wallace, Danny McNamara, Billy Mitchell, Jules Saville, and then a drop. Let's see. No, it's again. It's not coming up. So that's all you get. That is all you get. That home screen there. That's all we're getting from this game. Aerials 1. We've already seen that. So there you go. That is it. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.